Hi guys, this is Sai Kumar Kurtivada. In this video, we will learn about JavaScript consoles. So, in my previous video, I just shown you how to console a log. That means if you want to see some content, how we can log it onto the console tab. So now in this video, we will especially focus on this consoles and how exactly it works and what are the different types of functions this console has. Let me jump into another slide and let me show you what exactly we are going to learn in this video. So now we have different types of functions for this console. One is console.log, error, info, warn, table, time, timeEnd, groupEnd, and count along with asset. So mostly we will use the first four. One is log, error, info, and warning. And in some cases, we need to use this console.table for representation purpose. And also you can use a time and timeEnd, groupEnd, count, asset as an extra features for this. So first five are very important, and among that first four are very important compared to remaining stuff. So we have to know all these methods and how exactly they will work. So let me go into Visual Studio Code and let me show you with an example. So now here I have created index.html, and this index.html I have connected my script file for this HTML by using a script tag with an src attribute. So now let me go into src, that is index.js file, and here we'll write all the different types and how exactly they look. So for example, if I want to print only the value and I want to see the value, then I can go with console.log. Let me go with console.log as hello world and save this. So I'm just printing this and you can see in a black string manner and you can see the data. Now what I want to do is I just want to go here. I want to show it as an error. For example, if somewhere I want to show it like an error so that the developer, whenever he is writing or whenever he is testing, he can see what the error is happening. So in that case, what I can do is instead of log, I can go with error. So if you want to show with a red color and with an error type of information, then you can use console.error. So now this is something like error happened and save this. Now you can see a different manner of presenting. So it is presenting with an error message with a cross icon, and if you open this, it is treating exactly the same as an error. So that is how the representation changes whenever you use console.error. So let me go with console.warn. So whenever you are giving a warning in your console, then you can use warn. So something like I'm just using a warning as a string. Let me save this and you can see the yellow color with the warning symbol. Whenever you are using an error, it is getting an error, and whenever you are using like a warning, it is giving like a warning. So let me go here and let me add some other things like console dot. We have many other methods. Let me go with info. So let me go with an info and it will provide you the information. So let me add an information. Let me save this and you can see it looks like the same. So it is looking the same way how we are using a log. So log and info will be same. This it requires to provide the information, and whenever you want to show the error, we will use error, and whenever you want to show the warning, we'll use warning. So these ways of using a console is very important, and we have to remember them. And for example, you have some set of data. Let me use const data is equal to, I want to give some name colon psi id colon 1. So I have this particular data. Don't bother about how we are creating and why we are creating in this way. I'll explain you completely. This is an concept of arrays. So we'll talk about arrays in the future videos. For now, just remember I'm writing some content over this and just save this. Now, if I want to represent this in a table format, what I can do is I can use console.table and I can pass this data. So let me pass this data and save this. Go here and you can see the complete content in an table format. You can see the table format with some hovering effects as well. So I have created all my videos on HTML CSS in my other series. I'll just provide the link in the description, and also you can see the my web development course where you will cover HTML CSS and everything end to end. So you can see that videos. Now let me go here and we are able to see the content in a tabular format. Now let me go and check with some other. So let me go with the time. So actually speaking, the time is something like whenever you want to show the time taken between two consoles, what's the time exactly? For example, let me go here and add console.time off. I want to give something like time and save this. Now let me copy this and put it over here as time end, and you can give the same time so that it will capture this one and this one. It will calculate both of them and it will give you the output. Let me save this, and you can see it took 0.18 milliseconds. That means it is very, very minor. But for example, if you want to check any big operations or any business logic, and then you want to calculate the time, how much time it is executing, then in that cases you can keep your timer at the top level, and once your business logic ends, keep the time and the method so that you'll get the difference between these two times and how much time it is trying to execute. So let me go here and we can also group this. For example, if I want to group all this information together, so I want to group this console.group, and I want to give a name called as grouping start, and let me save this. Now let me go here into this info, and let me give console.groupEnd off and save this. I'm not passing anything over here. So at the time of group start, it will check this group in start, and at the time of group end, it will be showing the group has been ended. Let me go here and you can see there is an yellow mark over here. So completely there is an yellow mark. And by seeing this yellow mark, you can understand this all consoles are grouped together. And if you see the below one, you are not getting that yellow mark or a banner or the border in the starting. That means they are not grouped together. If you minimize this, all the consoles inside this group has been minimized. So that's how your grouping mechanism will work. So you can start at anywhere and you can end at anywhere. But for every ending, there should be a start of that particular group. And we have something like count and asset. So we'll talk about both of them. For example, I'm just using console.count and I'm passing something like sample. So wherever you get this sample, then instead of showing that sample, it will show the count as well. Let me copy this and put it over here. It will have one count and two count. Let me go here and you can see sample one, sample 2. That means this is a count value for this particular label. So whenever you want to see the count of a particular label and how many times it is going and executing, then in that case you can use console.count value. There is something called as asset. That is nothing but if your condition is true, it will not do anything. But when the condition is false, it will render. That means based on the condition, whether to show that console or not, it will decide. So for example, let me use a true value and I will pass the label called as true statement. So in this case, it will not be visible on your console. Let me go here and you can see we are seeing only till sample. And if I go and make it as false, you will be seeing the output or the console. Let me go here and you are getting an assertion failed. This and error messages both are same, but the thing is assertion will work only when the condition is false. But error, it will always displays in the error format. So that is the main difference between asset and error. There are many more methods, but these are good enough for us whenever we are going to the development part of JavaScript. So hope this would be helpful in your whole JavaScript, and it helps you in the performance and for grouping purpose and for warning purpose and to represent your data in a tabular format, and also based on the assets you can show the statements whether you want to show it or not. You can do that by using asset methods. So these are number of methods which we have, which we can use in our JavaScript for our consoles, and there are a lot more in consoles, but these are very, very important whenever we are going with the development part. So that's it about this video. If you like my explanation, like, share, subscribe to my channel for more updates. Signing off. Thank you.